tell the truth, I think we've become a violent society. People make money off of it, on movies, video games, all that kind of stuff. Well, I like to see people get even deeper than just the gun issue and talk about our violent culture and how we revere it. It's an entertainment thing, and most people can see it as entertainment, but it sets off people who are in distress. And so I'd like to see us reach deeper than guns. Guns is a place to start, but it's a symptom of what's wrong with our culture.
I don't think the gun legislation is the issue. I would like to see a lot more discussion about the gross overuse of psych drugs, because all these mass casualty school shooters, they've all been on psych drugs. And psych drugs are far more dangerous than anybody wants to talk about. We look at the kids that go to the schools and shoot up the schools. Who is it? The kids that we've told since the time they were little kids there's something wrong with them and they got to take drugs. Well, maybe the drugs is what's making them go shoot and kill people. It's not the guns. Are you going to tell me that there's some gun sitting there and the gun jumps up and jumps into the guy's hand and the gun forces somebody to go shoot? No, it's something within the person. Another thing, think about the last month. Have you heard a psychiatrist come on the news and say, I'm a psychiatrist and let me educate you about this situation? No, I haven't seen a single one. The psychiatrists, they're all hiding in the bushes. Why is it? Well, a psychiatrist, come on. You're supposed to know about mental health and all this stuff. The psychiatrist, aren't you the experts about gun violence? How come you're not saying anything in the media? What is your silence telling us? Why do they always go to the school they went to? Think about that. Why did they go to the school they went to? What happened to those kids in that school that they went back to that school to shoot up other kids at that school? Why are these questions not being asked in the media? Because the media doesn't want to ask these questions, because the media doesn't want to answer these questions, because the media doesn't want to talk about it. Because you've got 95% of the media in this country that's controlled by 6 companies. And advertising from the pharmaceutical industry is an increasingly large part of their budget. What good's it going to do? Is anybody seriously talking about, okay, I keep hearing, oh, this is going to happen again. Okay, well, who's going to do it? Because if there is another mass casualty school shooting, the shooter is out there somewhere. The shooter's out here somewhere. Who is that person? Why can't we find that person?
Disaster has a way of motivating us to action. And the Parkland students who are leading us now took this motivation and ran with it. They shattered the silence that we have normalized for so long and showed us what we are capable of when we do not allow ourselves to be suffocated by doubt.
We are all children of blood and bone. We cannot allow them to quiet us. We will not allow them to dull our voices any longer. We have been quelled for too long. Now let's rise.
School shootings do happen in New Hampshire. We know that because 7 years ago in Walpole Elementary School, a student walked into the cafeteria with a gun and he shot himself in the head. Asked the students who were sheltered in place that day after hearing a gunshot ringing through the hallways of the school, who sat in the cafeteria and watched the act take place. The terror that they felt, the trauma that they relive every time there's a school safety drill. After every reported school shooting, the trauma is real, and the cry for action is real. Because we're missing the point over the debate of school safety. It isn't just about gun possession. The debate is about control over the learning environment to help students keep their focus on learning and teachers keep their focus on teaching. That's what safe school zones are about.